Hey everybody, it is Bethany from Cranberry Essential Tarots, and it's been a while, but I wanted to jump on here. I did a video yesterday on my other channel, which is Wandering Intentionally, where I was talking about the Gabby Petito, however you say it, the YouTuber who went missing in Utah. And I had pulled some cards yesterday. Normally, these things pop up and I sort of just, I may try to zero in on things, but I really don't usually get into it too much. But this one has seemed to have drawn my attention, so I thought I would come on, pull some cards on it and talk a little bit about it, because it's really important we have this conversation about mental health. And for those of you who have not seen this situation that is going on right now, Gabby and her boyfriend / fiance, I've heard both, were traveling through Moab, Utah, headed to do national parks. And they had been documenting their journey mostly on Instagram. They only had, from what I understand, they only had one video that was up on YouTube, but she was really hoping to build a following and to be able to create this sort of life that she wanted. And in Utah, they had a situation where let's just say there's a video out. You should go watch it for yourself, because I can make my own assumptions, but what I come up with may be something totally different. I did watch the whole entire video, the uncut version from the body cam, from the police officers involved, and I know what I felt on it. My heart goes out to these officers who have to deal with this type of situation on a daily basis when it comes to domestic violence, which is basically what the call was. They were trying to discern between Gabby and her boyfriend. So when they reached the couple, they had followed them. There was some erratic behavior. They pulled them over, and there was evidence of the boyfriend being struck, and she was quite at a loss. She was very emotional, highly emotional, much more than just a simple being upset because the cops pulled you over. There was more to this, and very different from the face that she had been putting out, which is really where I wanted to jump in and talk about. When we talk about a mental health checkup, I think that people get this idea that what you see on channels and on Instagram and on TikTok and all of these things is real. And really what it is it's people portraying what they think other people want to see. And that's not always the case. That's not the way it should be. And I think in this case, we have someone who was struggling, obviously dealing with anxiety issues, was trying to achieve something that was having a hard time with it, and needed help. That's what struck me the most, was she needed some help. And to say people need help that's not a weakness, to say you need help. Very much so. Everybody needs help in their lives once in a while. And Gabby really needed it. And I think in a lot of ways, just this is for entertainment purposes only, so much as a conversation about mental health can be entertaining. But my look and analysis of the video that I saw led me to believe that, you know, she definitely was at a crisis point in her life and needed some help. And like I said, we all reach that point. This is my assessment only. All right. I did yesterday pull some cards on the situation because I wasn't getting a real clear reading or idea of where she is or anything like that. And I still don't have an idea of where she is. It's not for me to know. And honestly, I'm sitting in Maine. I'm all these miles away. I have nothing to do with the case. There is no reason why I should know. But what I do know is that I was drawn to pull some cards. And if you want to take a look at my feed from yesterday, you will see the cards that were there. And make your own on that. But I was also drawn to draw some cards today. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to draw some cards on the situation. Now, I will tell you that before this started, I did a reading using the Kipper deck. Now, if you're not familiar with the Kipper deck is a fortune-telling card deck that is, I think it has German backgrounds to it. And I got this deck. I haven't used it a whole lot because the reason why I got it was for writing. It has sort of the, it breaks it down very much differently. For instance, male, female. You know, in this case, when I pulled it up, it was easy to ascertain that that was Gabby. Sorry about that. I thought my daughter was here, and we have a dog staying with us this weekend who her dog is not familiar with, so I wanted to make sure that I didn't run into anything. In the meantime, I have a cat with me because the cat doesn't like the dog. So anyways, I was talking about the Kipper deck. So the Kipper deck has, like I said, it has like the main female. It'll have things like marriage. It'll have things like thoughts or messages of concern. All of these things in the deck, sort of a archetype type deck. And I had originally gotten it to do for writing because I thought it would be helpful. But I haven't done much with it. And this morning I did a reading on it, and it pretty much followed in line with what I was seeing in the media for information on this. In the meantime, I was drawn to pull out my Enchanted Map Tarot. And the Enchanted Map Tarot is a pretty popular deck. It's out there right now, but it also, again, it's an oracle deck. It's not a typical tarot styling, but it is an oracle deck. And so we're going to pull a few cards on the current situation on that and see what we can come up with. Let's see. Cat staring at me. He's not happy about that dog. He keeps an eye on the door because he's afraid the dog's going to come in. All right. I have sort of what I call a scattershot way of doing cards. It isn't always in the same form. I tend to read one after the other. It's the way I run. So, so the first three cards are Spark of Inspiration. This is inspiration. Into the Unknown, and I apologize for the glare, both on my glasses and on the cards. And Cleaning House. So, what I'm being told is this was her inspiration for doing this. Let's draw a couple more cards, but I'm seeing, you know, that she was interested in adventure and wanted to get out there and thought it had a promise to it. Field of Dreams. and the bone collector. These are the stories that she was picking up along the way. And the wishing well, which was totally about what she was hoping for it to come out of. And then there's movement. So I'm seeing a lot of past information here. Compass, direction, awareness. Moonlight. Follow the leader, trying to emulate yourself after others. Listening. And I hesitate only because some things that I saw earlier, I have no information about. And like I said, this is my own reflection only. What I saw earlier was a third party involved with this situation. Some outside influence. And I am sort of seeing that again, that somebody was sort of keeping an eye on the situation. And it's in the details. So solitude. So what I'm getting is that argument was just the beginning of one. She was very concerned that what had happened was going to come out, and how people were going to perceive that situation, because she was the person who was there. He was trying to back off. I have a feeling that he took on this journey. This is, like I said, this is my take on this. That he took on this journey because he knew she was going to go without him. He had already started to take a step back. He realized she was fragile and that she needed, okay, no kitty cat in there. That she needed some help, and this is the cat. This is Milo. He's a brat. So she needed someone to back her up because she was going one way or the other, and she had these wild dreams, and ow, this is how I get claws on my shoulder. He had gone to watch out for her. I get everything I get. I may be wrong, but everything I'm getting is just this nurturing soul from him. And he truly did care about her, but he also knew that she needed help. He's a big help. Yeah, he's my help. Ow. All right, so I'm gonna pull just a couple cards from this deck, and then we'll go on to the other deck that I have here. So, so we had Solitude. This is Spirit of Place. And what she was trying to attain, the Golden Palace. Oh, and one more, Heal the Ouch. All right, so obviously not anything we didn't know before. This is someone who has some issues. However, there were two cards that I did pull up that I'm still seeing this sort of third party for whatever reason. And Wizard of Awareness and the Dragon's Lair. So both of these tell me someone who's watching, someone who is assessing the situation. You can hear her. right, so I'm going to finish this up quickly. As you could hear, the dog is keeping my son awake. He works nights, so I don't want to do anything that would disturb him. So this last deck that I pulled up is another one that I haven't used. I've used it, but I never really felt like it fit for what I was working on at the time. So it wasn't working with me, so to speak. And then I picked it up last night, and it definitely was speaking to me. So this is called the Shaman's Dream Oracle, and it's a Colette Baron Reed and Alberto Villaldo. I apologize that I massacred that name. And it is an oracle deck, and I think when you're searching for yes or no or sort of archetype type things, oracle decks tend to sometimes fit a need. I mean, I'm a tried and true tarot Rider-Waite. That's my go-to, but these cards are beautiful, by the way. The imagery on them is absolutely fantastic. But some of the stuff that I got was a little bit too meh. So we're going to try again today. So we're asking for information on the whereabouts of Gabby Petito, and some background on the situation, some insight. And we ask for the higher good. All right. So we have empty well, and it says at the bottom, time to replenish. We have a caterpillar, opportunity. And we have eyes of the eagle rising above the fray. All right, again, interruptions, but I'm going to piece this all together. Hopefully it won't be too choppy. All right, so we had empty well, caterpillar, and eyes of the eagle. So we're looking at a need to get away. There was an opportunity, and she was looking. See, I feel like this is him. See, I'm feeling like this is the boyfriend. He saw an opportunity to put some distance and get above it because he knew that it was not going to go well. We have winter's dream, which means a gestation period or sitting on things, giving it some space, so to speak. Dragon's hoard, which is protecting the future. This is him. And eye of the needle, intentionality. Doing things with intention. I feel like he's being told what to do right now, because if he comes out and he's, despite the fact that he needs to come forward and say what happened between them, he's being told that in order to protect himself, because it could look bad for him. I'm having a really hard time thinking that this boyfriend did anything. But again, entertainment purposes only. And this is all my opinion. He has a story to tell, and it's a really big one, but he's being told to hold back. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people who will jump to conclusion, but I feel like the police are not. The police aren't jumping on this to make this a sensational story. They want the truth. You've got good officers who are involved with this, and I think they have some understanding. They know why he's holding back If I had to make a guess, and this is my guess only, and it's certainly my interpretation, they had an argument. He split up with her and said, I need some distance. I'm going home. Come home with me. And she said, no, I'm not coming home. And for whatever reason, he left, she stayed. But she was okay when he left. Well, I say okay. She was fragile. He knew that it couldn't continue. Let's see what we got. Mindful group thing. So this is the public's perception of what's going on. These are the obstacles that are in the way. We're going to see more coming on that, obstacles. There's some more to this task after he left. And diving into the I don't like this card. Deep diver diving into the task. So it's going to take some digging deep into this to find this. All right, I'm just going to pull 3 more because this is like really starting to get to me. And I need to put some distance between it because this is like heavy stuff. All right, 3 more cards. Spirit of the River. Movement towards adventure. Limitless possibilities. Stars in the sky. And there will be a reconciliation. We will come to the point of this. All right. I'm going to hold off making any further assumptions on that one because that's what they are, they're assumptions. And like everybody else, I'm going to be watching this as it comes through. Again, if you are in a situation where you can't work it out on your own, and that there's nothing wrong with that. We've all been at those places in our lives. If you are feeling hopeless, if you are feeling frenzied, if you are feeling alone, please seek help. Keep talking till somebody listens. All right, that's it for now. I wish you all the best, and I hope we have a good outcome on this. All right, thanks. Bye.